Kenneth Arnold, a civilian pilot flying over the Cascade Mountains, June 24, 1947. The day was clear, the sky pristine, and then he saw them. 9 metallic objects moving in formation, darting through the air like saucers skipping on water. He estimated them at over 1,500 miles per hour. Impossible for any aircraft of that era. His report was technical, precise, without exaggeration. But one single phrase, misinterpreted by the press, would change everything. The term flying saucer came from a journalistic mistake. Arnold described the motion, not the shape, yet the image caught fire. Within days, hundreds claimed to have seen the same. The sky, once a stage for clouds and birds, had gained new actors. The modern UFO era began not with a landing, but with a look, a man, a horizon, and the feeling that something up there was watching back. Roswell, New Mexico. A rancher finds strange metallic debris scattered across the field. Light, unbreakable, covered in markings that looked engraved, not painted. The army arrives, collects everything, and declares, "We have captured a flying disc." Hours later, they retract the story, claiming it was a weather balloon. Confusion spreads. The legend begins. Over the decades, Roswell becomes the shorthand for secrecy. Burned reports, fake autopsies, vanishing witnesses. What crashed there? An object or an idea? After Roswell, every night sky came with a footnote. The government knows more than it says. Curious, isn't it? A piece of metal fell in the desert, and our fear of being alone fell with it. Washington Flap, July 1952. In the heart of Washington, D.C., air traffic controllers see the impossible. Bright blips crossing the radar, accelerating and stopping at will. Fighter jets scramble. Each time they approach, the lights vanish. For 2 weeks, the skies over the U.S. Capitol become a chessboard between radar and silence. Civilians report lights hovering over the Capitol and the White House. Photos spread worldwide. Officials insist it's temperature inversion, but the question has already escaped containment. If even the seat of power can't control its own sky, who can? That summer, the UFO mystery left the desert and invaded the heart of authority. Curiosity became vigilance. Betty and Barney Hill, September 19, 1961. Betty and Barney Hill drive down a lonely highway in New Hampshire. A light follows them, first distant, then too close. What happened next would become the blueprint for every alien abduction to come. Missing time, fragmented memories, and the eerie certainty of having been examined by non-human eyes. Under hypnosis, Betty described small gray beings with large black eyes, an image not yet known to popular culture. She spoke of metallic instruments, cold rooms, and strange messages about peace or control. Their case was studied by psychologists and scientists as if it were a mirror of Cold War anxiety, a new kind of fear born from progress itself. The Hills abduction was more than an encounter. It was a revelation. The aliens weren't invaders anymore. They were observers. Rendlesham Forest, December 1980. Suffolk, England. U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at Bentwaters and Woodbridge spotlights descending into the forest. They expect a plane crash. Instead, they find a metallic, triangular craft hovering between the trees. Beams of blue and white light cutting through the fog. When they approach, the object rises silently and disappears into the night. Radiation traces are found on the ground. Radio recordings capture the calm panic of trained men facing the unexplainable. The official halt memo describes the event in detached military tone, as if writing down the impossible might make it less real. Decades later, investigations reopen, but the reports remain the same. No aircraft, no balloons, no answers. Just soldiers who learned that courage doesn't help when the unknown salutes back. Curious, isn't it? When mystery crosses into military territory, it becomes classified by instinct and myth by consequence. Phoenix Lights, March 13, 1997. The Arizona sky blazed open. Thousands of witnesses, civilians, pilots, even police, saw it. A massive, silent formation of glowing lights moving slowly across the horizon. No sound, no radar signature, just an immense triangle blotting out the stars. Phone lines jammed. News crews scrambled. The government offered no answers. The governor mocked the incident in a press conference, only to admit years later he had seen it too. It was unlike anything I've ever witnessed. The Phoenix Lights marked a turning point. For the first time, a mass sighting wasn't hearsay. It was collective memory. A whole city watched the same mystery cross its sky and vanish without explanation. O'Hare Airport, November 7th, 2006. Chicago. O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest, most monitored airspaces on Earth. Around 4 p.m., airline employees spot a gray metallic disc hovering silently above gate C-17. No noise, no exhaust, no motion, until it shoots straight upward, piercing the clouds and leaving a clean, circular hole behind. Air traffic control sees nothing on radar. The FAA denies any anomaly. Yet dozens of pilots, mechanics, and workers report the same sight. The story leaks, spreading faster than the agency can contain it. For a place built on schedules and precision, O'Hare became a stage for something that refused to be measured. The event ended without closure, except for that hole in the clouds, lingering as proof that something had slipped beyond understanding. USS Nimitz and Navy, UAP, Pacific Ocean, November 2004. FA-18 Super Hornets. From the USS Nimitz intercept an object radar describes as impossible. A tic-tac-shaped craft moving without wings, heat, or sound. It drops from 60,000 feet to sea level in seconds, stops midair, then vanishes. The FLAR footage shows pilots laughing feebly, not in disbelief, but in fear. Look at that thing. It's moving against the wind. A decade later, new clips, gimbal and go fast, capture the same impossible behavior. This time, the footage comes straight from the Pentagon. In 2020, the U.S. government admits the videos are real. Unidentified aerial phenomena. No explanation, no denial. For the first time, disbelief became policy. The sky had spoken, and the world listened. Once the gods watched mortals from the clouds. Now it's mortals who watch the gods, through radar and infrared. See in the next video, Prometheus, the titan who defied Olympus out of compassion. When Zeus ordered mankind to live in darkness, he stole the sacred fire and gave it to humanity. An act of light and rebellion. The gods called it a crime, but men called it the beginning. As punishment, Zeus chained him to a rock in the Caucasus. Each day, an